Bryan,
How's it going? How's it going? It's good to see you again.
great. It's doing really good. Hey, you're right on. So I'm going to go ahead and just let you be you and explain better than I can.
I love
Uh,
this.
what,
I love this.
all
You
right,
bring
so
colors and you bring energy, and that always makes somebody smile. Always.
you're the
Always.
best. I've always liked you the best. I don't care what they say behind your back. Oh,
The
good.
rumors are true.
I'll start the
They're
title.
absolutely not true. My name's Bryan Tarr, and some of my heritage is back in Scotland. My brother actually found out that my last name, Tarr, is of the knoll, of the higher ground. And we actually have this thing, a tartan colors. I never knew that. So that's some of my heritage. But a little bit more about me is that I'm a person who believes that how we do one thing is how we do everything, and that we are all absolutely connected. I was in a coffee shop and doing my work and doing my thing, and something came out of my peripheral, and I thought, well, who's bothering me right now? And I look up, and it's my friend William. I haven't talked to him about 3 weeks, but I was thinking about him earlier. He saw me, I saw him. He's a brother from another mother, and we hugged. I said, we have got to get together. I got some questions. I want to talk to you. He said, I'm sorry I haven't been connected. Bryan, let's get together Friday. It's a deal. He walked away, and my heart was just lighter. And he comes back and he says, I want to buy you a coffee. I said, fantastic. I said, but I've got to call at 10 o'clock. He says, let's see what we can do. Look, there's no line, Bryan. I'm like, okay, let's go. Go order our coffees. And I'm watching. And he says, oh, Bryan, it's almost 10 o'clock. Look, I will get your coffee and I'll bring it to you. And I thought for a minute, hold on. I believe that she's making my coffee right now. And I believe that it's going to be ordered right now. And she calls my name, 10 o'clock. I got to go. Just amazing. We call it synchronicity. Maybe, maybe not. So I'm on the call and I'm with my coach and we're talking about life. And I didn't want to bother anybody with my call. So I walked over to a little alcove and I'm on my alcove and I'm talking and I'm just talking my story. I'm not bothering anybody. There's nobody around, maybe a guy in a chair over there. Great call. Again, my coach, I've known him for 2 to 3 years, a brother like another mother. We're connecting and we're connected. And so I got up to walk a little bit and about to end the call and I feel a tap on my shoulder. I'm like, I didn't think I was bothering anybody. And I turn around and this guy says, sorry, but I heard you. I overheard you. And I realized this guy was sitting 20 feet from me in a chair. He says, when you think that things aren't working, when you think it's not working and it's not coming about that you want it to in life and you doubt what's happening, I want to tell you, write down how amazing it can be, how wonderful the people are you're going to meet, write it down and give it over to God. And I'm thinking, where did this guy come from? He says, are you on Instagram? Yes, I am. Well, then we need to get connected. Okay. So we connected on Instagram and I said, by the way, my name's Bryan. He says, oh, I know, I got to go. I go, no, no, no. What's your name? He goes, I'm sorry. My name is Bryan. B-R-Y, yes, B-R-Y-A-N. I'm almost in tears. And this is happening. This is all on a Friday. I go to my favorite restaurant later on, and I found out Bryan is an ex-surfer, and he records surf videos that inspire people to share their story. Amazing, and it inspired me. So I go and I'm at a restaurant. I'm talking to the owner. I'm just being myself. And the owner says, do you like wine? Like, yeah, I do. My distributor over here is doing wine tasting. Would you like to join us for wine tasting and food tasting? I'm like, yeah. So the guy that says, well, I love this winery and it's Barrel Wineries created by surfers, telling the story of the surfers. I'm just like blown away what's happening. And I asked myself, how did this day come about? And I realized that the first thing that happened was I showed up. I was me. I get better and better every day at being unapologetically, authentically me. And I show up and here's Bryan. For good, for worse, for funny, here's Bryan. I show up. Then I speak up from my heart. What do I feel? What do I say? Not anything prepared. I just speak from my heart. So when I speak up, it comes from me. And then I listen deep. I notice this. I listen deep to that person. What is their story? And what is their joy in life? And sometimes you have to ask questions to pull it out of them, but then do them the honor of reflecting it back to them. Like I said, Bryan, it sounds like you're an ex-surfer. I love surfing. Is surfing your joy? Yeah, but now I'm a filmmaker. You're a filmmaker. That sounds amazing. Do you love that? So you hear how I'm listening deep to Bryan, pulling out his story, and I reflect it back. Every time, I can guarantee you, every time I listen deeply and I reflect back what I hear to that person of who they are, what's amazing about them, and their joy, the smile they have on their face is priceless. Sometimes almost brings me to tears. How often does somebody hear how amazing they are? How often does somebody hear what joy they love brings joy back to other people? This reaffirms to me that we're all connected, but we're not really connecting in life. And how can we as an individual do that? Clear, I've heard clear is kind, unclear is unkind. So I'm always authentic when I speak. Again, showing up and speaking up. Speak from your heart, be clear and kind. And then I realized that this didn't just happen today. The connection with William, Bryan showing up, the owner of the restaurant inviting me to wine and food tasting, we begin to attract who we are becoming. So each day I work a little bit better on being more Bryan and more connected. But the one thing that I love that brings smiles to people is listening to their stories, reflecting it back, looking for that beautiful, amazing thing they may not see in themselves and reflecting that back. I hear that you're a mother who deeply cares for her children. That's precious. I hear that you survived some trauma most people couldn't, and you want to help other people. It's just a simple reflection of what I heard, but the smile that comes from that is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. One of the other things that, and I want to make sure to respect the time that I have here and be brief, because Lord knows I can go on,
Yeah,
is how we doing?
we're 2 seconds away, and then I'm
All
gonna
right.
I'm gonna take up your time because you said something that's important. What would you like your future self 10 years from now to text you right now?
He'd say, Bryan, I know there's a sea in life, and sometimes you're not sure, and sometimes you're not don't know where you're going, and you doubt yourself. If you could only see what your life has become, you'd be in tears. I can't tell you what it is, but never stop believing that all you need to be in life is you. Keep being you and watch the adventure, Bryan. Love, Bryan.
Beautiful. This was amazing. A lot of stuff. They should watch this over and over again and try to figure out exactly what you were talking about. This is amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
You love it. You love it.
All right, Paula Fellingham is next. Or is she? We're
I'll
good.
stay here and hang with you.
No, they'll edit it.
Okay.
That's why we pay the big bucks to the editors. But I appreciate you. I don't like being alone. No,
You're never alone. You got more people loving you than you could probably understand.
that's the truth, and we it's whether we accept that love or not is the real thing. So maybe they'll
Well,
actually some words of wisdom right here. Maybe they'll edit that back in. Who knows? So yeah,
yeah.
you're spot on though.
Yeah. And I will exit out as soon as we exit out, but that's one of the things. There's too much grief, sorrow. I'm not enough. I don't belong in this world. We lost a good friend because he was doing well and one day he was gone, took himself out of life. He just couldn't believe how wonderful he was loved and how deeply he was loved. So every chance I get, I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, can I just find some way to tell you you're loved and you're valued?
Smile is the best way. It's universal.
Yeah.
So is Paula here? Because we can keep talking. We can do this all day long. I've known Bryan for so long now. We've been good friends for I just can't even count the minutes. It's been so much. Cut us off whenever you're ready. You can just kick him out, and he won't take offense to it. I've known him for a
Not
long
at
time.
all. Not at
Understands
all.
what's going on here. But if you're not going to kick him out, then we're just going to keep talking and maybe get some extra sound bites. So your future self talk to you. What would you tell your past self when you were like 7 years old?
Oh, okay. Total vulnerability. Bryan, it wasn't your fault that your brother was beaten by your stepfather to the point where he was bleeding in his back. It wasn't your fault. Love yourself. You're still loved. You're still Bryan. You're going to be safe and you're going to be loved. Find the people that encourage you, Bryan. Find the people that you trust. Find the people that keep you safe. Never, ever, ever, ever forget, Bryan. You're loved, you're appreciated, and you're valuable in this life. Never forget that. That's what I would tell my 7-year-old self.